Don't go to the conference and start a new trade. Don't do it. Stop. Just stop your process. Stop your role. Like today, I taught electrical. Yeah. Don't go leave here and think you're going to open an electrical division tomorrow and start doing it.
You have to be the dominant in whatever trade you're in first before you go add another trade, because not only does it become a distraction, most of the time it doesn't make money, and you could have probably put another tech in a van and then stuck with electrical and made more money than trying to do another trade.
HVAC became my ultimate distraction, so it became my ultimate love-hate relationship.
And there's an old saying, right? A niche will get you rich, right? Yeah. And I get people and they come up and they want me to go into roofing and all these things, and I said, look, dude, I know HVAC. Mm-hmm. I know HVAC, and I've got pretty good at plumbing, and now we're having electrical, one company with electrical, but I'm like, I know HVAC like the back of my hand. Why the fuck would I go into roofing? And and everybody's like, money's so easy in roofing. Everything sounds great, right? But if there's a learning curve on everything, it might be easy once you get the learning curve down. All right, everybody, welcome to the Scale with Speed podcast. I'm your host, Victor Rancour. Today, I got an exciting guest on, someone that's grown a home service business significantly, especially over the last couple of years. They're in the HVAC, plumbing, electrical. Now he's got multiple companies in different markets, and he does training on how to turn HVAC plumbing calls into electrical replacements. Mr. David Hirst, how are you doing, buddy?
Man, thanks for having me on here, Victor. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's been fun, and obviously hanging out with you the last couple of days at the event and really getting to know you and seeing the stuff that you're doing is impressive. And some of the stuff, we're very similar in a lot of ways, so it's kind of cool to see what you're doing, and it's always fun to like kind of get everybody else's perspective on what's going on with the industry. And I know that you're going pretty heavy into social media, so I'm sure we're going to cover a little bit what you're doing with your personal brand and stuff. But you want to tell the audience a little bit about who you are and what you do and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, happy to. David Hirst. I started Deere Services 2014. As an electrician, I left working for a really successful commercial industrial electrical company. We grew that company at a rapid rate. I was the director of operations in that company. It was kind of fun. I learned the commercial and leadership side of the electrical trade at that point. Understanding how to go from, there was 8 employees when I started there. There was 190 in the 6 years when I left, and I was the director of operations with somebody else's money. It makes it a lot easier.
Dude, I love not having to use my own money. That'd be real nice.
It does, and so when I went out and started my own electrical shop, I had to go use my own money. I had to go figure it out. What I learned is it's a lot harder. Yeah. It's just a lot harder, and you just pucker a lot tighter. Right? In that process, so I grew Deere from Deere Electric. That was what I named it. It's David, Eli, Alexander, Rhonda. So that's my name, my 2 boys, and my wife. That's why it's misspelled out there. So people ask all the time.
I always wondered what it was, but yeah, that's pretty cool that you did that.
Yeah, it was a cool way that we figured out that we could squeeze it in there. It's one of my son's middle names, but we got it squeezed in there. We just came up with it. It was really cool. The other part of the story that's kind of fun on the Deere name is the designer for Starbucks. Actually, really, Starbucks paid for my design to be done. He's a director at Starbucks at the time when I had the logo and everything built. He actually was there doing my work, helping me, because he was a dear friend of mine. Yeah. Now he does a lot of my branding. But it's kind of fun to like go through that process and be able to tell people that. Obviously, he doesn't work there anymore, and that's past. So,
well, a little context. Deere is actually up in Washington, and that's where Starbucks is located, right?
Right. No, it's same city out of Seattle.
Awesome. Yeah. So Deere Electric, right?
Yep.
And then, obviously you're growing that business. You want to talk a little bit about there's a lot of people on here with small companies and they're starting out, and you want to talk about, some of the stuff you went through, because, he's on the other side of the struggle right now. And, I've been through the same thing. You want to talk about, obviously going from an operator or like an employee to starting your own business, and kind of some of the things that, maybe if you were to go back, that you would do a little bit different.
Oh man. So many things, and the joy of being able to do it again and again, which you do as well. Yeah. This is where you and I have a lot of similarities. We're out there hustling every day, like we're still small.
Yeah.
Right. And it's because it's in our innate nature. We want to hustle. We want to go do that. One of the major things that we didn't do this time is make a lot of early mistakes, like costly mistakes. One being underpriced. right? When you first start, all the small guys out there all think they got to go win on price.
Oh, they're superheroes, bro. I can do the same job for less, and I'm going to be able to have just as big a business.
And the reason right now we're scaling a brand new business. Like we're in the process of scaling a brand new business. It's 12 months in, we're going to break probably 1.2 to 1.4 million this year in a brand new electric only business. And it started in December of last year. We're going to exceed that number this year, and then we're going to double that again. Plus, we're running over a 20. I just looked at it. It was like 26% net on year one, and growth.
Well, when you say that, right? Most first year businesses, what do they talk about? Revenue.
All revenue.
And I think that's the one thing. And that if I look back at my business and what we did, and there's a lot of failures, and I'm talking a lot about it and all the learning curves. Like we've had to pay for an education, right? And one of the things that we always talked about in the beginning was like revenue, and we didn't. You weren't. I mean, I'm not a finance guy. I have no business degree.
Nope.
So I know how to sell shit, and we didn't realize as employees, we think that the boss is making all this money, so we can charge that price, and that they're making money. And then you realize really fast that your boss wasn't really making any money either.
Yeah, I mean, like if I could actually, I'm going to go into something on that finance side. If I could go back and do my life over, I would have been an electrician that took night classes on accounting 101, like just to understand it, right? And then I would have gone and started my companies and done what I do now. Like that is a skill that if you're in business right now, like starting out, go learn the accounting side. Like don't just offshoot the whole thing, right? Like I was totally involved of like, okay, we'll just call the accountant that can do the books. Like I just want somebody else to do the books. I'm growing, like I'm focused on busy stuff. Like, don't you understand? Like that's what I need to do. And what I should have done is went in there and learned it. It was 5 years in my business before I really learned how to understand a balance sheet, a profit and loss, like those kind of things. Those are 5 wasted years that I could have scaled so much better.
Yeah, and I did the same thing, right? Like we're really good at sales, we're really good at with the service side of it, all that stuff. And I did the same thing. I hired an accountant and I said, they'll figure it out, right? And you count on them. At the end of the day, the owner operator has to know the numbers better than anybody else. And I talk to that to my clients, to my partners, to everybody. And that's one of the first things we come in, and these companies are millions of dollars in, and they don't have any clean books. They don't understand their numbers. They don't understand if they're making money or losing money. And same thing, man. If I was to go back again, that's the only thing I would focus on. And what I tell people now is like, if you're already good at sales, why are you still focusing on that? Go focus on the stuff you're not good at, like the things that you keep putting off and you don't think you need to know. Like that's number one is definitely finance.
Number one is finance. With that though, like scaling these companies, and I'm gonna go back to the story of when I lost $180,000 deal with legal marijuana growing operation, right? So I was my second year in business, and I think I'm killing it. Like I've got cash in the bank, and I mean not a lot, but I think I have enough, right? Second year in business,
just doing some redneck accounting,
doing some redneck accounting. I've got some a couple $1,000 in the bank, and I mean tens of thousands, and I'm like, it's gonna be fine. Until this deal I'm doing is wiring Washington State 502 legal marijuana grow operations, right? And I'm like so proud. I have booths at their conventions. Like I'm like the guy in the weed growing space for electrical. Second year of business, I'm thinking this is great, commercial. I don't need to know service, any of that. What happened is that company did not pay me at the end because they're just in that world. And when they first went legal, it was a lot of shady business people like borrowing money, making shady deals. Well, I learned a massive lesson, and that is the lesson of making sure your lien paperwork is on point. And I had no lawyers. I'm a second year in business, dude. I'm no lawyer. I just figured this out on Google, right? This is 2016, and I'm gonna figure it out. Well, when I go to collect the money, it tells me, no, I'm not paying you. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna lien your property. He goes, okay. And then go to try to lien his property, and he's the tenant. I learned the harsh lesson of having the right people. I never got paid, never been paid for that job, obviously. I'm sitting there.
Could he at least give you some weed?
No.
That's messed up.
I know it is messed up. I mean, at least we could have, smoked out together or something, like had a good time.
We can figure this out, big dog. Let's smoke some.
At least come up with an agreement here, do a trade. No, I got completely hosed on it. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me in the early days. And here's why. It taught me two things. One, know your numbers, know where you're at. So it took me a good year and a half to pay off my debt to my vendors. I laid every employee off because literally we finished the job. I was getting ready to go start another one, but they're not going to pay me for 6 months or whatever months out. I'm like, okay, well, I laid everybody but me off. I'm laying in bed going, okay, I owe the vendor, I think about 180 grand left of that 180. I'd paid everybody every single dollar in our account. I'm now borrowing personal money because I thought I was good.
Probably an MCA loan and shit.
Everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
You name it. Trying to figure it out. My wife's floating our personal bills with her job right at the time. And in this process, I learned I have to know my numbers and I have to get out of commercial. The two most important lessons.
Amen.
So I left commercial that day. That was it. I'm like, that's it. I got to figure it out. But I didn't know how to get in service. I wasn't a sales guy. I wasn't that. I have helped and I'm great at communication. Like those were natural things. But then I had to go learn sales. Well, I'm laying in my bed in my house. It's probably 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like freaking out. How am I going to make money? I get a phone call from Home Advisor. The ultimate, like hard to run leads that I didn't know then. Right. And I think they're great now. Like they have their pros and cons. Like I don't love them, but they're a tool.
Their lead aggregators are bad.
Right.
If you have the business operations.
If you have it operating correctly, you can use them well. If you don't have it as a speed to lead, you're not good. But so I'm laying in bed and this lady calls me on an outbound phone call and says to me, hey, I can get you in a home and I can get you leads. Like, I don't have no money. I can't do this. She goes, I need $200, like $150 to $200, and I'll get you and you can go collect money today and get yourself out of she's literally coaching me over the phone. You can get out of your problems and telling me
by
giving me your money.
I like that. Where is this lady at? I want to hire her.
If I could go back, I would hire that lady in a minute. She was good outbounder. And I'm like, okay, well, I can go bill them today and then collect them. She goes, yeah, we're not collecting your money. You're going to collect it directly. I'm like, okay. So I go run electrical calls, $85 an hour. I'm an hourly technician, like just trying to figure it out. But I collected the money. I paid a bill. I collected the money. I paid a bill. Figured out, okay, I can go and do this at speed and get rid of the hourly and go, well, that's $500. Okay, that's $800. Okay, that's $600. And now I'm like, okay, I can make $2,000 a day. Like, look at me.
Yeah.
And in electrical, our material costs next to nothing, right?
Fuck, not anymore. Damn, freaking breakers and everything.
Yeah, breakers now $80.
Back then it was freaking cheap. Now it's freaking, they're trying to tax us like everything else.
Yeah, but I learned quickly that I could do this. So then I put it to scale quickly. I'm like, okay, well now I just got to hire guys that can sell and communicate. So I would get early on, learned how to get myself out of that debt by just being quick about it. And I think that's where guys get in trouble is they want to be cheap in those days because they need to be. That's what I thought I needed to be. Yeah. Now, when I start the companies, we're priced to be a $5 million shop, $10 million shop.
I always say you have to price for the company you want to be, not the company you are. So if you want to become a $5 million business and you're at 1 million, you got to start charging for that 5 so that you can afford to hire the people it takes to get to 5 million.
And on your way at 2.5, when you're on your way there, you got to go, okay, well, now we got to start pricing for 10. Right? We have to start upping it as we go and prepping for that next level. And that gets missed all too often.
So now you just shut down, you laid off all your people. Now you're running Home Advisor leads. And so now you start ramping back up. So what was next from there? So like, obviously, you're out there running calls yourself.
I'm the guy.
That's the
white pickup. F-150.
Grinding.
I'm literally in a white F-150. I put a topper over it and I put wood drawers in that I made at home, like these wood drawers for my parts.
Got the free candy sticker on the side and everything.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy.
Well, no, yeah. So, I mean, this is like, the guys that are listening to this, right? Like, it's okay sometimes to go back to zero, right? And I would rather go back to zero than stay at 1 million losing money. I would rather go back to zero than, be at I would rather do that than be a $10 million business making no money. And that's just a reality. I was talking to a contractor the other day, $19 million a year. They're doing 1% to 2% net. And he's ready to pull his fucking hair out, right? Like, who the fuck wants to do that much work and not make any money? And I took him and we had the conversation and he's showing me the GP that they're hitting. And I'm like, dude, they're hitting like a 28, 30% GP. And I was like, you got to price yourself right. Like, So this worked when you're working out of your garage, but now you're working out of a big office. You got overhead, you got employees. Like, you got to figure this out, right? And I was like, and I told him, I said, you don't have to go back to zero. I said, let's build a budget for a $10 million business. So you're 19 now. We can get the leads in, raise our prices. We don't have to sell as many customers.
Right.
I would rather have less customers and more money.
100%. Because at 1.9%, he's actually got a negative cash flow.
Yeah, 100%.
And people also don't understand that about accounting. You got to get to a certain level where you actually can pay the debt service.
Yeah.
You may have a 5 or 10% net on your P&L, and you're losing cash every month.
Yeah.
Right? That gets missed when we talk about net profit.
Well, because you're also waiting on money too. So if you're on accrual basis, like you're waiting on the money to come in. There's all these things. It's showing you're profitable, but you haven't collected the money. And there's a lot of things on that, and we could talk a lot about getting paid right away. So I always tell the story of the business we went into in Vegas, and he was a $1.8 million, mostly commercial business. We come in and partner with them, and all of a sudden now we're residential and we're selling fucking unit after unit. Like, he's never seen this before, right?
Right.
Well, he's used to commercial. You collect it in 30 days. They go do the job and see you later. We'll get the money later, right? We got to a $450,000 AR, accounts receivable. Ooh. And he's like, I don't know where the money is. I said, when we're looking at the reports, I'm like, it's right there, motherfucker. Go get the fucking money. And I was like, go get a baseball bat. This is in Las Vegas. So, going back and getting money after you start that fucking unit, good luck. But
we use golf clubs.
We use golf clubs, yeah. That's a little classier of you. You got the suit on, you got this way. This is what I'm wearing. I'm going with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, but so you got the home advisor leads, and I don't care where the leads come from, guys. Like, so many people are like, Angie's leads suck. I got a company doing millions of dollars in Angie's leads. It could be fucking Thumbtack. It could be, I did millions of dollars on social media ads. As long as you can build the business where you're getting those calls booked and getting in front of them and building a process. So it's you, your white truck, the candy cane man, and now we're going out running calls, being a Superman. And so you started charging the right price. When were you able to start bringing back on employees and start really scaling?
It took me about 3 to 6 months to be able to actually start growing again. And it was one at a time for a little while. Brought on one, brought on another one, filled another truck. Got it up to about 5 or 6 trucks running service. And mainly running that because I didn't know how to market. I didn't know what branding meant. I didn't know all that. I did have a wrap. I came up with a wrap at that point. And it was good. It worked. It got us through those years. I did get the privilege of re-wrapping all of those trucks.
Those trucks. Well, I went through the same thing when I started Absolute. I started with the fucking, Fiverr logo.
That's right.
We fucking put the decals on it. It wasn't a white van, but it wasn't great. But I remember, that was end of 2019. We had just come out. We just did I think we did it was $5 million or $4.9 million our first year in business, and came off. And I thought we're growing my tribe. I'm like, my brand looks great. And I still remember I went to Las Vegas, a service world. And I'm walking through and I meet this guy named Dan Antonelli. Yep. And I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, I'm Victor. And my head's about this fucking, bigger than, barely fit through the fucking door. I got this ego and all this stuff. And he's like, what are you gonna do about that shitty brand? And I was like, who the fuck are you, dude? And I remember going into 2020, right before COVID, did the rebrand, signed off to rewrap all the fucking trucks, and then the phone stopped ringing. So that rebranding later on is difficult. But also, I've seen plenty of companies that go and spend all this money on a brand and they're not profitable. Now they're in a big ass hole because they didn't even bother to make money first. And so you got to be smart when you do the rebranding, or when you do a branding, make sure you can afford shit.
Yeah, I think that comes back to pricing generally, right?
Yeah.
I think you and I would talk all day about pricing if we could, literally just all day. We have the same mentality of charge more, and then you can cover your weak moments and your downturns because you have the ability to have the cash flow in there to cover that downtime. Yeah. Right. And it gets missed all too often in the trades. And we want to go be heroes, like you've said, heroes. Listen, stop being the customer's hero and stop being their fiduciary. Just stop it.
The only thing I want to do now is be the most expensive. And, I tell my sales reps, I say, hey, look, a salesman's job is to take a product and sell it for more than anybody else can. And if you're selling it for less than someone else can, then you're a fucking order taker. Okay. So I want to be able to be a salesman. A real salesman is going to be able to get the highest average ticket, to close the biggest tickets. That's the point of having a salesman. If you're selling the cheapest shit, you might as well just put your prices online and cut out the fucking bullshit.
So in 2020, I'm going to fast forward here, 22, I think it was. That was 2019, you said?
Yeah, that was 2019 when I did my...
So it was 2021 then. 2019, I added HVAC. I told that story today, where I added HVAC and the Lowe's and that whole drama thing. I went completely wrong. You can look it up on my Facebook page, like a whole story about how I completely botched Lowe's. I was 90 days into HVAC, got the 6 stores for Lowe's.
Yeah, that's a fucking mess. I worked at a company that did the Lowe's stores. That's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background that a company like that is not prepared for.
Not at all. Like I was the best worst case scenario. Like, and I mean that with all due respect to them at this point. Like they run a good program. Like it or don't, you don't have to like it, but they run a good program. I deserved everything to be kicked out, like 100%. But I was setting records and I thought I was invincible. Like, talk about a big head. When the store calls you in 30 days and says, hey, you just sold in our 30 days here more than we've ever done in a year out of this store. Like, what are you guys doing? It's crazy. The only problem is you have some people coming back here mad. I said, well, we'll make them happy. We'll figure it out. Like, we got this. And the managers, because they're responsible. The manager's responsible. They have to handle it because the customers are not. Here's the problem with those scenarios. And clearly there's companies out there that are killing it, doing it. And I think I could go do it now really well, but I couldn't do it then. Yeah. Right? Because what it was is you have to get the customer to buy into coming back to you if there's a problem. They have to buy in. They have to know the process. We didn't lay it out. We sold them a expensive unit and then we installed it wrong.
That'll happen.
That's what we did. And we were really good at that recipe. That was our profession.
That's a good, charge them high, fuck it all up and see what happens.
So when we talk about that now and we go back and I look at you mentioned it's 80% of installs are not done correctly.
Yeah.
Right? It's around, it's probably even higher, honestly. I was 100% incorrect on our installs. I don't even think we were doing them halfway right? Like, honestly, they were so bad. And so we deserved every bit to be kicked out of that program. They came in 90 days. They removed us. They put us basically out on the curb. Like, it felt like that. My head went from this big to collapsed.
You're the reason all the rules change, you asshole.
Probably.
You messed it up for everybody else.
I really did. So I got a few different things that I've done like that because I went all in. I went in all in, and they were like, wow, this is incredible how they're growing so fast in these stores. Because I put lead aggregators or lead generators in every store. I would 2 full-time lead generators per store. So they would rotate hours so that I never missed a shopper. And I was paying them a percentage of the deal. Guess what? They were hungry to get me leads. They were super hungry. If I could go back and do that exact same. And now Lowe's won't let you put your logo. How about this? From what I'm told, I don't know. I don't actually know, but from what I'm told, they won't let you put your logos in there. I had banners.
You can still do it. I mean, it's definitely the game's changed. Because I remember back in 2018, I was working for a company that was a Lowe's, and they had 20 Lowe's stores. And I remember just the amount of rules and regulations they had in there. And I think it's probably changed a little bit, but you know, now it's dude, I remember it sucked because before in the Lowe's program, in 2015, 16, you didn't have to have a manager from Lowe's come sign off on the deals. And I remember being a sales rep. I remember being a sales rep and I had to sell a deal and I have to wait for this fucking manager to come out. And then he's trying to sell them on the Lowe's financing. And I'm like, dude, just
please leave.
Please leave. When the deal's done, you're fucking it all up.
Yeah, that's what we had. Same drama. We would actually get them. We would tip them, and I shouldn't say this, but we would tip them to sit in their car, and then come in afterwards when it was all signed up.
Yeah.
No.
So all right. So now you got the electrical going. You finally got that going, and then you said,
now this is HVAC. So I grew it. Yeah.
Okay,
so
you
this
had
is me.
You had the electrical going, and then you said, you know what I should do? I should add a trade that I know nothing about.
That I know nothing, and in 90 days go try to blow. So first I figured out how to go put mini splits in. I hired this guy who knew HVAC, and because I went to a conference. And guys, don't go to the conference and start a new trade. Don't do it. Just stop your process, stop your role. Like today I taught electrical. Yeah. Don't go leave here and think you're going to open an electrical division tomorrow and start doing it.
Well, you have to be, and I try to tell contractors, and I learned this from Leland, dude. You have to be the dominant in whatever trade you're in first before you go add another trade, because not only does it become a distraction, most of the time it doesn't make money, and you could have probably put another tech in a van and then stuck with electrical and made more money than trying to do another trade. So if one trade's a chaos and chaotic mess, you had another one in there you don't know anything about. You end up just being, losing money and losing time and wasting time.
That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And HVAC became my ultimate distraction. So it became my ultimate love-hate relationship.
There's an old saying, right? A niche will get you rich, right? Yeah. And, I get people and they come up and they want me to go into roofing and all these things. And I said, look, dude, I know HVAC. I know HVAC and I've got pretty good at plumbing. And now, we're going to have an electrical, one company with electrical. But I'm like, I know HVAC like the back of my hand. Why the fuck would I go into roofing? And and everybody's like, money's so easy in roofing. Everything sounds great, right? But if there's a learning curve on everything, it might be easy once you get the learning curve down. But like, why would you go that way? And after watching your speech today, I mean, obviously, like I was ready to go fucking start an electrical company yesterday. I was like, that sounds fucking juicy. And I'm like, no, slow the fuck down, Vic. Don't get too excited. But I'm like, I'm about that electrical to all of our locations tomorrow.
Good. You should, but just do it slowly.
Yeah, you just got to do it smart. And I think, you're like me, we see money, we see an opportunity, we take it, right? We're risk takers. And, that it's also the most successful people in the world are like that, right? Like some of you guys, sometimes it's analysis paralysis. If you take forever, then you miss every opportunity. It sounds to me like you like money. Hope everybody on this podcast is better like some money. But
I like your watch over there.
Oh, thank you. Look, I think you got another Rolex over there too. So we, obviously you like money and you want to be successful. And we also, you probably have ADD.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're like me and Tommy.
Dyslexic.
And Tommy's the same way, and we just get excited about things, and I think that's the one thing that as I've matured and I've realized what I can and can't do, and even like I've taken a step back and I've sold off. Like I have like my equity in all these other like subsidiary businesses. I said, fuck that. This year I said, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm only focusing on this to make sure that's successful. You got to have your one thing. But so, okay, we got an electrical and HVAC company. HVAC's on fire. Like we're
literally, it's not on fire. There was a bomb ignited in it. And so I didn't know what to do. This is end of 2019. I spend the next year just floundering in every way possible. Lowe's holds out a ton of money. They just decide not to pay, which is reasonable. I mean, looking back on it, at the time it wasn't. I could have said a lot of really choice words, but they had to go pan of the company, make them right, and take care of their customers. It just something I should mention. I hired my HVAC tech, the first one, the same day I hired my first plumber.
You fucking
retard.
Dumbass,
you
okay.
are stupid, David.
No, but you're not stupid. You're a hungry entrepreneur. And I think that this also goes inside the head of a hustler, right? Like, we look at opportunities differently. Like we see A to Z, but we don't see the fucking
path.
The
we saw the Z. And we skipped every letter in between A and Z.
And that's what's important for like people like us with like ADD and stuff. Like I've put so many checks and balances. Like I don't even manage I don't manage my own money anymore. I don't make decisions. I have to run it by people because I found that there's other people that are more analytical that can go through it. Like I see a deal, I'm like, let's sign the fucking deal today. And they're like, no, hold on, Vic. So like I've learned to put, gaps in between me and decisions. Yeah, I ultimately can make the decision, but there's going to be levels before we make that decision because I'll just go after everything. Like I want to take over everything. Then at the end of the day, you get distracted from everything else.
Yeah, I've actually just recently turned down a couple of deals specifically over that same thought process. Like, okay, I need somebody else to look at these and make sure that I don't go and be an idiot.
Well, also, I mean, you're partnering with the companies and trying to scale them and stuff. And, we'll talk a little bit about that. And, a lot of people, I get people coming to me every day. I want to partner with them. I want to be in Rocket Group. Yep. And then I sit on a call with them and I'm like, and I've gone through enough of these deals now and I know which ones are going to work and which ones don't. And, to be quite honest, the ones that didn't work for me in the past were ones that we knew right away. Like your gut said, don't do it. But your ego said, we can do this. We can
shove it through.
We think we have the Midas touch, right? Mm-hmm. And I found out I didn't have the Midas touch in, end of 2020 when I did my first acquisition. I thought any business I touched was going to turn to gold. Then I ended up losing, probably $3 to $4 million on a deal. And I realized really quickly, like, no, there's a lot of stuff that goes into making this stuff successful.
And it takes our people, right? Like at the end of the day, you said you have people that help you make these decisions. At the end of the day, it comes down to us putting the right people in the right places. We're visionaries. We go out, we see it, we can imagine it. We know what needs to happen. Well, we need the implementation of that behind us.
You also need a no person in your life. And I think, one thing that we, like people like us will surround ourselves with yes people.
Easily.
Because we want to go to Z, A to Z. And we're like, that you're in my fucking way. And I had people that I look back that were like, kind of like, hey, you shouldn't do that. But they didn't say, hey, Vic, dude, like, this is dumb. This is why. Like, they just said, okay, whatever I said, okay, we're going to push it through. We'll make it happen. And I cause chaos for everybody around me, from employees to family to everybody. I cause chaos just based on my decisions. And, that's something I've had to learn and mature and like grow up and like, it's hard. It's hard to realize and point the finger and realize you're the problem. Like, you're always like, oh, I got fucked in that deal by somebody. And I'm like, no, I fucked myself on that deal and I did it. Like, and I think that's when you start taking real accountability and stuff. So, well,
I think we get real change when we actually see that, because 100% I've done the same thing.
So we got this business. We have the HVAC, plumbing, and electrical now.
Right.
And so failures, right? And then obviously, what was a turning point and to where, okay, this isn't working. I need to change. I need to figure this stuff out, to getting Deer to where it is now, to, doing the 20% plus net and growing, having a great team. Yeah. Looks like, from the outside in, it looks like a great business. And,
it is a great business. It's phenomenal at this point.
So what was that turning point like, and how do you feel today? Like that person, 3-4 years ago, what was that gut feeling? You just felt chaotic every day. I would imagine, it's sick to your stomach and lost
every day, like constantly lost. One of the best things I ever did, and I would recommend to people like you and me, that think that they have it, they're just going to push through, is find that no person and that operator.
Yeah.
That's the two most important things you need. Somebody who can handle the operations while you're not there. Like, and I mean, might even just not be there mentally, but you might be in the office because you're envisioning all these things happening and you're just getting stressed out and worked up that they're not actually happening.
Yeah.
Right? Like I remember when we were trying to grow, but we just couldn't get it figured out. And I'm just walking around pissed. I'm literally waking up pissed.
Well, who's the weightlifter? I command you to grow. That's me. That was me every day.
100%.
Like, the team's like, we can't grow. I fucking command you.
You figure it out now. Like screaming at it, doors in, you name it.
I was a motherfucker, dude. I look back and the person, like I would never like, and I didn't even realize at that time. And like, I thought that people like around me were just being a bunch of pussies. And I was like, dude, I was a fucking asshole. But I was also, because we're hustlers and we get ourselves in bad positions. When you are stressed and you're under the gun and you can't communicate that you're under a gun, like if we don't get it done, we're like I'm fucked, So like then you pile on the not understanding the numbers, pile on the chaotic of adding and not just slowing down and enjoying, and then you add in stress of, hey, I got to come up with this fucking money or we're gonna be in a bad spot.
I was $8 million and couldn't make my payroll.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
8 million, couldn't make payroll, couldn't figure it out. So I'm out at night selling jobs because I was running the office during the day. And then I would be out at like 5 o'clock. I'm like, okay, there's 2 more calls. I'm running them. Those guys couldn't sell shit. I'm going to go handle it. Well, then I would go make payroll because that's what guys like us do. Yeah. We go make payroll. And anybody out there who does that, you're doing it wrong. I'm just going to tell you, like, go make payroll. Don't stop. Don't not go make payroll. Go make payroll. But then give us a call. Give Victor a call. Give me a call. We will help you.
Yeah.
Like we actually care, and I know you do because you and I've talked a lot the last couple of days. Like we actually care about your business maybe more than you do.
Yeah,
because we hate seeing the suffering.
I've been through it, man, and a lot of people that like, I didn't. The reason I started even doing sales training is so I could pay my other bills. Like I was doing sales training, hustling. All the money I was making from sales training, I was dumping it into my business because it was just an incinerator at that point, right? And it was growing and it looked great from the outside and. My ego said go buy more trucks and we didn't need no more trucks and there was no like now I go into a business, we have an expansion plan, we have a budget. I was like, I feel like I need 4 vans today. And I didn't realize and calculate the overhead and what that was going to add on to the business and the additional stress. Or shoot
the Ford dealer a text. I need 4 vans.
Yeah.
That's how I used to be.
But that's how easy it was, right? Like I'm 30 years old and you're giving me millions of dollars worth of whatever I want and money was flowing. It was easy. You can get whatever you want. And like, I'm not going to say no to an extra $250,000. I'm not going to say no to, you're going to give me 4 more vans. Dope. How do we let's do it. And I'm going to look really cool on social media. And I think that the one thing I don't care about anymore, like obviously we'll talk a lot about social media and the stuff that we do, but like I posted stuff on social media, but like before it was like I was doing stuff just to flex, and like now it's just like, no, it's just part of what we're doing. We're growing in the business, and I talk about Fiskor a lot, but we're in 11 or 10 markets now, and every single company is the same success, right? Like Fiskor just gets a lot of the publicity more than the other ones, but we're seeing the same success over and over, and it's like a lot of it's come down to me slowing down. And realizing you can't go there that fast. Like you want to move fast, and I tell people like we are part of Rocket Group is we move fast, but we move calculated now.
Yeah. I mean, when you're building 24, 36 month plans. That's not how you and I would have thought as beginning entrepreneurs.
No.
I was building a 24-hour plan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a long time from now. I'm going to just get this through today.
Yeah. So you got this business. We got it now. We got it successful. Let's kind of fast forward to today. Deer's doing well. You got these other locations. We talked about, your training today about how to add electrical onto your existing business. Like, it was phenomenal. You're doing a great job on that.
Thank
you want
you.
to talk a little bit about what you're doing and going in, doing some training with these companies and on sites and stuff like that. What you do when you go out there.
Yeah. I started doing this because one of the best things I did was get out of my own way in my business. And we've talked about that a little bit here as me. And so then I kind of found I needed to go do something. And I'm like, well, I want to give back. And I love, like, my why is bringing wealth to the trades and actually the tradesmen. I want to be clear about that. I actually love bringing the wealth to the tradesmen, not just the owners. The owners need to make the money too.
I feel like if we're not giving back to the trades and you have the opportunity to, then you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like there's so many guys, like the old school way, like the old guys, like, they didn't want to give out their secrets. They didn't want to help anybody. They wanted everything for themselves, right? And I think there's a new wave of contractors like you, me, Tommy, Ishmael, these guys, where it's like, okay, we went through the struggles, we've done all this shit, like, we've been successful. Now it's an abundance mindset. And I think that's what's been the biggest shift over the last couple of years. Like,
I agree with you.
Keep in mind, we're all after money, right? Like, and everybody has a thing. We're businessmen at the end of the day. But at the end, like, we truly want to give back to people. You got the Tom Howards who's uberly wealthy. You got all these guys that, like, you call them, you text them. You text me in the middle of the night, I usually respond right away, right? And so now it seems like you're like falling in love with the training.
I love it.
I saw the passion on the stage. I saw you had that little sparkle in your eye that I used to have when I first started training, and now I just, I don't have it as much. And I mean, a lot of it is because, the online backlash you get of like, oh, you're just a sales trainer, or you're just taking advantage of people.
It got one of my fake fans, whatever you want to call it, says, I lost my train of thought on it, but it was basically train because you can't do it.
Yeah, and I heard that a lot.
I'm like, do you know what you're saying? But in my mind, at first I was like, that's so stupid. So I just replied with a smiley face.
And that's the best way. Like, before, like, I was a wild man. So I'm like, what'd you say, bitch?
Yeah, no, I mean, at first that was my reaction, because we're similar. Yeah. Like, at first I'm like, I'm getting the fucking guns out and we're going to go fight.
No, it's like Jay inside the bomb, motherfucker. I show up, knock on your door. Are you a Pecker Checker 900?
Let's go.
Punch him at the door. But no, I mean, I think that's one of the hard things. But you have to remember, what I looked at. I look now, and like I said, I was wild, but I was always helping people. And the people that knew me, I would always go out of my way for everybody. But because I only saw what they saw on social media, and then when people meet me in real life, they're like, well, that's not the Victor that I saw or think, or what people say. And I'm like, that's not who I am. That's who I came off as, because I'm not the same person I was. But I look at how many people have I impacted, and you're going to feel the same way. You go do it for a year or 2 years, and then you don't even realize there was a technician in a business he went to that all of a sudden he really fell in love with it. Now he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and then 3 years from now he's like, dude, you changed my life, and now I'm starting my own business. When you want to help me, right? And I think that's where I'm getting to now, because I've been doing it since 2019. I started doing sales training, and now it's business stuff. But it's like, you get to see the fruits of your labor, and sometimes it might take time, and sometimes not everybody's going to listen and be successful, right? You're always going to have the people that said, I did his training and wasn't successful. Well, it's probably because you didn't implement shit. But yeah, I think that's what you have to tell yourself when you get the online haters, because you put yourself out there. Like, you're starting to put yourself out there more. We talked this week about, putting more social media content out, and it's not a comfortable feeling. And
let's talk about that, because it's not, right? We're both comfortable, powerful people, in our presence, right? Like, people walk around me, they feel my energy. I'm very cool with that. I'm comfortable with that. But when you put it out on social media, people aren't comfortable with you anymore.
No.
Because they see that, they're like, oh, this guy's proud of himself. He must be a cocky asshole.
Yeah.
He must be a confident jock, dick, whatever you want to call him. Like, all of these things I've been called, and I don't care. Like, I don't care.
I even have my own family members in Ohio. Like, my aunt came out to visit me last week, and she's like, yeah, everybody back home thinks you're kind of an asshole. And I'm like, I haven't seen those motherfuckers in 10 years. They just see me on social media,
Because that's the presence that you and I are perfectly fine giving. that presence of like, we're confident in our skin.
Yeah.
Right. And people aren't comfortable with people that are confident in their skin. They're comfortable being around us, and they want to be around us, and they want to hang out with us in person.
Oh, we were talking about the social media stuff.
Very important things.
Yeah. But yeah. We were talking about the social media stuff and putting yourself out there and, you know, just kind of the backlash that you get. Right. And, you know, a couple weeks ago, I made a video and I, you know, I was like, hey, I'm going to do this like skit. So did the sales training, right? And I can post on social media the best advice on the planet. Like, man, if they would listen to this, it would help their business.
Right.
1,000 views, 500 views, whatever it is. And then I go and I make some stupid skit where I'm, you know, ripping my shirt off or, you know, cutting some dude's hair off and I look like a psychopath. And all of a sudden it's 80,000, 100,000 views on it. And that you also have to feed social media what it wants. The algorithm wants fucking chaos and destruction, and they don't want, you know, it's almost like they don't want you talk about business and positivity. It's not really what people are attracted to. So when I put that out there and I got these people who are like, oh, look at this fucking clown, this asshole, this piece of, you know, I can't believe I would never go to his training. And I'm like, obviously that's not how I train.
And you picked up probably thousands of followers off the one post.
Yeah.
By doing that. And here's the unfortunate part about social media is we all naturally like finding those things that are crazy online and sharing them with our friends.
Well, you're on social media to be entertained.
Right?
You know, you're not on social media most people are on there to learn. They're doom scrolling and they see some crazy shit come up. They're like, oh shit. And then they share it to all their friends. And then all of a sudden because that's what spreads. So, you know, but also, you know, when I made it, it was funny. We were laughing our ass off. Like me and my brother are making this fucking video. We're in our Airbnb in Dallas and we're watching the replay. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to post this in the morning. People are going to fucking laugh, right? So, you know, it's a fun part about it, but you have to have the confidence in yourself. You have to be able to take the negativity. And I think that's, you know, contractors are so scared to put themselves out there. But social media, building your personal brand is so important. That's the new currency, right? Like the currency is your how many followers you have, how much content you're putting out there, because you can't take away someone's personal brand.
My next 12 months is my focus is the personal brand. That's my personal focus over the next 12 months, to go and scale my personal brand, to be able to push that. For one, look at the opportunities for recruiting.
Yeah.
When people know you, see you, follow you, they respect what you're doing, even if it's crazy, cutting somebody's hair off, putting them on their knees in front of the class, right? Like the wild shit you pulled, it's perfect.
Well, it brings them into your ecosystem.
It brings them into that's what I'm getting at, right? So then now we have an opportunity for hiring. We have an opportunity for customer. We have an opportunity for just overall being seen, right? Like half of what we do is, well, not half, we're marketing companies. Like, let's be honest with each other. Like, we build marketing companies that install air conditioning, that install electrical, right? That's what they are. That's a roofing company. That's
your sales and marketing.
What's any business? It's a marketing company. Like, that's what it is. If that's what you're selling to an end use customer, like, you're a marketing company. That's it. And so we are willing to actually go crazy enough on our own personal brand and accept the backlash, right?
Well, I think now, 4 years ago, I don't think you could have taken the backlash. You're more comfortable. So this is what was happening in 2021, 2022. I went all in. I was spending $16,000, $20,000 a month on social media. I was using the same person, Bradley. I actually introduced Tommy to the social media. Lance Bachman uses them. They're all using the same people. And, you know, when I was doing it, like everybody's giving me shit, but my world was in chaos. Like I wasn't like, I had a facade of success, but I didn't have the true success. So I was, you know, burning the candle on both ends. I was living this fucking facade when it wasn't the reality. So I think like now, like, you know, I quit it for a while. Like I would post, but I wasn't like, I just was so turned off by it. But I also didn't have anything that I felt like I deserved to post. I didn't have the confidence. So like, you know, I'm like, okay, I got this, you know, big organization where, I mean, like I said, we're going to do $150 million next year at Rocket Group, which is like, just
congratulations.
say it out fucking loud. And I've been speaking it into existence, but I'm like, every month we're getting closer. This is going to actually fucking happen. And sometimes you guys, you have to just have a fucking, like, just say it out loud and say it, repeat it. And eventually you can build it. But like now it's like, I'm not scared to post that stuff because I'm confident in what I'm doing. They can't take away what I built. But back then I was a fucking hair away from losing everything in the first place, right? Fucking filing for bankruptcy.
Hence why I said I was 8 million and couldn't make payroll. Yeah. I mean, I felt really proud of myself. I was very confident in the fact that we're 8 million and I walked around with that badge on.
Yeah. Well,
now I don't care about a badge like that. I don't care if you like me. I don't care about any of that. We're successful because we want to be successful, and I'm going to figure it out.
Well, we learn from our mistakes, you know, and that's what it's like, you know, people that met me 2 years ago, well, it's not the same guy. Like, yeah, as you go through, evolve through life, and keep in mind, I was 30 years old doing millions and millions of dollars a year, right? Like, I never seen money like this. I never managed money like this. I never knew what to do. And, you know, if I wanted it, I got it. I want to go to Vegas and party all weekend. I want to go to Miami. I want to do like whatever the fuck I want to do. I can have it, you know? And then obviously, like, I haven't talked about it much on a podcast, but when I sold Absolute, I went through a depression. I mean, I had money. I could do whatever I want. And I didn't know what I wanted. I had no passion left. Like, you know, my building my business was my passion, and then your passion's gone. And then all of a sudden now, you know, like I think that's what the Rocket Group is. You know, I tell my partners, like I say thank you to them every day, because it gave me my why back. And, you know, I think I lost that for a long time. Like, now that I have my why back, I'm excited. Now I'm not scared to post on social media, even though, you know, it does suck waking up to some fucking random guy living in his mom's basement, you know, saying, you know, I got one guy that he every post he goes on, he calls me, he's like, oh, there's Rancour again, Rancour. I'm like, fuck you, little fucking asshole.
What a dick.
Yeah, no, but so tell me, like, obviously you're going to be going into the personal branding stuff. You know, you're building your own little platform, your own stuff. Where do you see, you know, what's the, you know, let's say we fast forward to 2 years. What would your dream scenario be?
2 years. We're looking at multiple things happening, right? So I'm building multiple electrical companies, right? That's really platforming out multiple electrical companies that may or may not be doing HVAC with some of them, but main focus is electrical. And in the next 24 months, I honestly think you guys will see what David has to offer in electrical, what the electrical world is not been known for.
If it's anything like the training I saw today, guys, and if you guys, you know, I try to say, get as much information as you can. If you guys get a chance, even get on a Zoom call and talk to David, or have him out of your facility, or bring him to one of your events and listen to him speak, or he's speaking at an event. You know, everybody here, nobody in this building is an electrician. Everybody left with way more knowledge. They were excited about it. They saw the opportunity. So if you guys have a chance, like what he's doing in the electrical industry is pretty dope. And I'm excited about it. And me and him were already talking about, you know, sharing what he does on electrical, and I'm sharing the HVAC side because it's an abundance mindset. But yeah, if you haven't checked him out, you really got to.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Victor. That means a lot. Like, honestly, that means a lot. I've watched your scale, you've watched mine, and now I got to go out and do and I've come to you for advice. I'm like, hey man, I'm getting ready to go into the training space. Tell me what mistakes I'm going to avoid. Yeah. Like, because I know I'm going to make them. Well, so I'd prefer not to make as big of ones.
How am I going to get fucked? I think that's pretty much
I think that was the question.
I think
actually.
The question, how can I get fucked, and how do I prevent how do I keep it to the minimal amount?
Yep.
But no, man, obviously I want to say thank you again for coming out to this event and speaking. You came in last minute and, you know, had some speakers drop out, and you stepped up. You actually hung out for the last couple of days, and we got to know each other even more. I'm excited to see what you're building, because I tell, you know, anybody that says, I said, look, you guys, I fucked up a lot of stuff over the last couple of years. You're about to find out who a real motherfucker is. And I've been relentless lately. And like anybody that's been around me, that like, you know, the energy is different. The same thing, the feeling I got, like when you came to my event in like 2022 or 2021, whatever it was, it's not the same David that's sitting across the room from me, and people evolve. And I really think that, like, you know, if people, you know, see the stuff that we're doing, and it's almost like old me wants to beat my chest and talk about it all day.
Can I just mention the hotel story?
Which one?
Do you remember sitting in the hotel room with your other partner?
Yeah.
It was so funny to me, and I look back and I actually respect it for what it was. Yeah. Right. But I look back on it, I'm like, whoa, what like a wild moment in time. Like how much energy you had, and the demand of like, why are you so crazy not doing this deal with me? You're the biggest fucking idiot. Like literally yelling at me across the couch, across this room. He's in the penthouse room with another partner. And he's literally screaming at me like, you're not doing this deal. You're the biggest idiot. For the next 2 days of his event, like I'm being walked around like a fucking loser. Like you are the, like if you looked at me more like scum, I don't think that was possible.
Yeah.
Like pond scum wouldn't have been even, that would have been way too nice.
Yeah.
And I love it because I didn't take the deal, obviously.
Yeah,
it wasn't the right fit, and thank God I didn't. And I think we can both look back and appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to that, like, you know, that was a laser focus on what you want. Like, you know,
Right.
It's like right? When you want your goal, like, you know, whatever the fuck's in your way,
That's
you're
it.
either, I always like, you're either in or you're out, or you're in the fucking way. And, you know, that was the mindset back then. And it was like, and I was also, you know, I was in it, you know, back then it was not the right reasons on what I was doing, you know, and what how I was going about things. It was not motivated by what I truly care about now, which is success of everybody. So yeah, I do remember that. It was an interesting couple days, but
Yeah. And I mean it with all, like, I honestly mean, like, I tell the story because I can laugh at it and you can laugh at it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's kind of fun. Like, you gotta look back on your times, how much you've changed, how much I've grown, how much I've watched you grow. Like, we're different people than we were 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a different man.
No, yeah, and I am too. And, you know, and there was a lot of things. I mean, life is about, you know, there's always regrets, right? But everything that I've done, and before, sometimes I wouldn't even learn the lessons. I would do it and I wouldn't learn it. It would just fucking repeat itself. And then now it's like, you know, I try to look back. I'm very more analytical than I've ever been. And I like to sit and just think about things that, you know, why I did things, right? And I'm a big advocate for therapy and going to therapy and really talking it out and really figuring out the why behind the decisions that you make. And, you know, the mental health for males is a big deal. And I'm really a big advocate for that. If you can afford to go to therapy, you should go. I don't care who you are. You can be the biggest macho. I even got my business partner, Kevin, to go to therapy. And he used to say, I would rather fucking die and do the list and all this before therapy. And now he's like every week, him going to therapy, he's excited about it. So
Nice. It's powerful.
If you guys got anything from this podcast, is that, you know, where you are now doesn't mean it's not your end result, right? Like, there's always a pivot point. You can always make a change. If you're struggling, make a change. If you're drinking, partying, doing stupid shit, make a change. If your business isn't making the money it should make, stop what you're doing and make a change, and you can change your life. You know, you'd be surprised what you can do with 12 months of focus. Even 6 months of focus can completely turn everything around. David, obviously, what's the best way that people will reach you? Maybe they got an electrical company, they want to learn how to sell more electrical, or, you know, maybe adding electrical.
Yeah, there's you can reach me for one, bluecollarfreedom.org. My group is for the sales trainings, Blue Collar Freedom. So Blue Collar Freedom Facebook group, bluecollarfreedom.org. You can hit me up there. That's probably the easiest way.
So make sure to go and follow him on Instagram, Facebook. Like I said, he's going to be dropping a lot of great information. Thanks again to everybody that's listening to this podcast. As usual, business is a sport. Now let's go out and win.